it's fairly well lit here. So terror shouldn't go up too horribly quickly, I would think. Command Canal staging area. The canal ascends through locks and gates and shadowed turns to the sunlight of the surface. We can travel to the surface. You need a lot of fuel and supplies, though. And there are some other effects the more you go up there. The sun is dangerous to Neath dwellers like your crew, but the surface has its temptations. Listen for surface gossip. The ships of the surface linger here. This is their lifeline to a warmer place. A sorry end. A card game ends badly when one surface sailor knifes another for all the usual reasons. The other players scrabble for coins that spill from her pockets, but you snatch up a scrap of paper they overlook. Curious markings, dates, times, code names. Spies work. We gain 1 moves in the great game. And we will gather information for a port report. Business as usual. The gates open and shut, the locks remain free from sabotage. If anywhere besides London is safe in all the Untersea, it's here. The surface nations have an interest in keeping the way open. Yeah, you don't get much for the port report here, but it's like, even just like 5 echoes, you may as well grab it, right? Sizzling vapors rise from the sea. Time slips sideways. A coil of rope has stung a stoker, and his fellows beat it to death. We are under the hand of the Iron Republic, and we need to not go in that whirlpool. Now, if I recall correctly, that ship's a bit tricky to handle without upgrades. However, it did not see us yet, so we are going to just continue on to the Iron Republic. Okay, now it's seeing us, it's thinking about it. But I think we managed to slip around it. Yeah, that's just something you have to be aware of. It tends to hang out here. Iron Republic, Hell's client state. Be wary. Their laws are not the laws of man or nature. Factory engines roar like false lions. Blood thunders in the dock pipes. Crimson lightning skitters across the deck, leaps to the rail, curls there like a cat. The city is reflected in glassy, calm harbor water. The citizens there have the heads of dogs and serpents. Hell has brought freedom to the Iron Republic. Freedom from all laws, even those of nature. So, if your terror is 70, you can do this. Your fears line up on the quay, waving like old lovers. I don't remember what that does. Like I said, I don't usually let terror get that high. But it's a thing. Engage an officer, the irrepressible cannoneer. Captain, are you looking for a gunner? I'm looking for a ship. Here are my references. Here are more references. Here's my design for a whistling shell. Here's my colleague. He'll stay on shore. Here's my hand. Will you take it? The cannoneer is a gunnery officer who substantially increases iron. I remember him being pretty good. And yeah, he's actually pretty cheap. We only need 20 echoes, which is good because we don't have many. I get the feeling that we're going to hire him and then all the rest of our money is going to go to just buying fuel here. Welcome aboard. Oh, this is interesting. Room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. Wait, let me make notes. Paper. And so, yeah, before I forget, let's appoint him. And yeah, iron +8. And we didn't even have a gunnery officer, so that's obviously just a straight upgrade. Yeah, that increased our iron substantially. So we should be doing just a little bit more damage. I still don't think that's going to be enough of an increase to take on that ship that's outside here, but... At least not without substantial risk, and we've already taken some damage from the minor little combats we've been in, so I don't think I'm going to risk it just yet. Okay, back out. No, not that one. That one. Yeah, compiling a port report can be scary here. Now, the Tittering Artificers project, we need 12 devil dice and 7 Stygian ivory for a forward-mounted weapon with unusual characteristics. That would be interesting, but we don't even have a forward slot on this ship, so that's obviously going to wait a long while. Parliament of Hungers. We'll get to that. Compile a port report. It won't be entirely straightforward. The streets won't be straight, and the ink freezes whenever you look away from the inkwell. To record the Republic's events, it's like trying to sing wax or believe water. You do what you can. The third paragraph buds eyes. The date is fundamentally wrong. The full stops bite. You do what you can. Oof. Yeah, sometimes this can be tricky. Yeah, we lost 1 pages. I really wish that was in literally any other stat, because anywhere else it's like, well, we could get that back. But pages is tricky. But we also gained a Tale of Terror, Memory of Distant Shores, and a different shop opened, and obviously we get the port report. House of Pleasures. The flies will caress you with their wings. Hurry up and purchase something. Okay, I don't understand what a lot of these are. So we're just gonna buy some fuel. Just gonna buy some fuel. Yes, I know. Let me buy more. We have echoes. Okay. There, that gets us to 7 fuel, plus obviously what's in the meter. That'll be more than enough to get our butts back to London, turn in all these port reports, and sell the spider silk and parabola linen. Then we'll see where we're at. Now, as you might notice, this isn't like all the way to the southern corner of the map. There is more stuff. But we're going to head to London for now because we need to turn in these port reports and whatnot in the hopes that that will get us enough money to buy more fuel. Because trust me, this is not enough to go making a massively long voyage anywhere. However, we can loop out at least a little bit and see if there's anything out this way as we head back. Let's get in behind him. Stay on their rear. Assume do have some kind of gun that has a wider firing arc like we do, but thankfully they're not hitting with it so far, at least not much. I've taken some hull damage. It's probably about the toughest enemy I'd be willing to take on as far as other frigates go. For right now. Ooh, found 2 supplies and 1 fuel. We will take that. An intriguingly lumpy sack. It's probably not a sack full of skulls. Souls. A sad little chain of bottled souls. It's hard to be sure if souls have eyes, but when these ones emerge from the sack into the light, they turn their blindly questing faces toward you in what seems like excitement, and then all at once relax, disappointed or relieved. We have a crate of human souls. Okay. That might be a little tougher to sell. Or disturbingly easy to sell. Okay, I think we're near the pirate hideout, which would explain why we ran into them. Ooh, is that another one that we can maybe run up on the rocks? Maybe. If we approach them right. Oh, you're gonna get hung up on the light then. That works too. Yeah, this one's a little weaker. We should be okay. Get our firing solution. There, they spot us. Fire. In behind them. Alright, got 2 more supplies and another fuel. Some sort of barrel. Tap the bung carefully. It's a cask of wine. In the flaring light, it's Z-dark, but the taste is the darkness of autumn. Mushroom wine. An acquired taste, perhaps, but once you've acquired it, who'd go back to grapes? Nasty little bubbles of goo, grapes. Okay, well... we need, like, I think 10 of those for vendor bite. That would take up a significant amount of our hold space, so I don't know if we're going to hold on to it or just sell it. And yep, this is Gator's Morn, the pirate hideout. The Morn is a stalagmite vast as a crag, and its foot has no safe harbors. The Corsair's citadel nestles halfway up. An intricate system of winches takes the strain, and your ship rises slowly from the Z. Her hull creaks in protest. Grizzled sailors groan and cling to the stanchions. Higher, higher. Now the Untersee shimmers like glass below. Children clambering in crevices cheer and wave alarmingly. The winch motor slows, and you hang in a cradle next to the red-bowed pirate cutter. Okay, so let's see. An evening in the errant limpet. A drinking den by dock cradles is a good place for your crew to find companionship and let off steam, but although Gator's Morn is a free port, the Corsairs prefer their own and look askance at respectable Londoners. And with our veils, that would end poorly even if we had the money for it. We could explore the Morn. Let's see, what else could we do? We don't have any Blemmigans to introduce to the Morn. Our officer doesn't count. That's a separate thing. If we're a pirate, and I forget how to set that up, but if we are, we can apparently collect ill-gotten gains here. We can overhear rumors of a poet pirate, or we can try to get a port report. Although with our veils, that has only a 1 in 3 chance of working and a 2 in 3 chance of ending very badly. I know you could lose crew. So that might be the first port report we pass on until our veils is higher. Because, yeah, I'm wanting to find an officer that can increase our veils because that's one of the better stats alongside pages, in my experience. You know, one of the types of challenges where it comes up a lot and failing it tends to be very bad, and it helps in combat. Anyway, we're gonna go with exploring the Morn. There's a surprising quantity of actual landscape on the Mourne. It's vertical, admittedly, but once you find the beast paths and urchin roads, you can traverse it as you would a rocky moor, with an additional throatful of lurching terror. Who'll try? Who'll buy? A street vendor turns skewers on a grill. The mixed scents are nothing like anything sold in London. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, try the grilled troglodyte prawns. Huge and pale, their eyes stare bleakly into yours, but they smell fresh. Try the shredded jellyfish. It's not to everyone's taste. Our heart's quality gives us a 30% chance of success. Try something mysterious. What exactly is Tyrant's Treat? The vendor is vague. It looks like a charred stick dripping with bluish fluid. Our heart's quality gives us a 15% chance of success. Do you have anything more robust? The vendor winks and produces a usefully anonymous skewer of meat. You need Menace's unaccountably peckish 1. We don't have that. I suspect I know what that is. Anyway, we're just going to go with the troglodyte prawns and see what that does. These don't have a challenge attached to them, so let's just see what they do. Not bad at all. Tangy and toothsome. Walk on, chewing cheerfully. Lost 2 terror, have 1 fragment, and lost a little bit of hunger. So just not much to it, which is about what I expected since there was no challenge attached. So we'd have to raise our hearts to have a shot on that one. And let's see, is there anything else we can do here? We can overhear rumors of the pirate poet. Lies, nonsense, glimmers. Some say she's a clay man who freed herself with the power of verse. Possible. Others insist she's the personal muse of the king with the 100 hearts. Unlikely. One claims she sails on a living ship made of the still screaming skulls of her victims. More sober voices mutter that no, it's just an Alakis-class vessel. Whatever the truths, few have fought her and survived to tell the tale. Only the bravest of captains risk the lonely parts of the sea where her flag is said to fly. Station 3. We may infer a Station 1 and Station 2. We may conjecture a Station 4. Machinery hums behind high steel walls. Up the hill there are visible outlines of warehouses and a building with a spire. But the lamps are low where they burn it all, and your ship is the only one in the harbor. Okay. Train your telescope on the shore. Might be best to get a look from a distance. Church? Or something else? You stand on the high point of your ship and look to shore. There's a steepled building on the horizon, by far the largest thing in sight. No cross marks the top of it, nor any other symbol you recognize. You have a report. We can't deliver a long box because we don't have one. Apparently it's a Sooth and Cooper long box. We can try the gate, though. The only way past the walls is an unimposing but sturdy-looking gate of triple-barred silvery metal. The sign beside it reads Deliveries. The metal is steel-hard and icy cold to the touch. Attempts with chisels and crowbars fail. Perhaps if you could bring the ship's guns to bear, but no. If you return with a certain delivery, the gate will be open. You'll know if you find it. Demure Island. Iron and Misery Cove Funging Station. A fervid forest of fungus. J&M has a funger operation here, felling giant Beleaguus shrooms for building materials, harvesting Kirili for its medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Up puffs the affable factor. Oh, hello, Captain. Thank God for visitors. We'd go quite mad out here otherwise. Quite mad. How can we be of assistance? Yeah, we had to bring back strategic information from here, didn't we? I recognized the place. The Admiralty asked you to bring back strategic information. This is your contact. A strained smile. Here, little to report, but we have had Khanate privateers nosing around. And tell them the company grows suspicious. Mr. Iron knows the Admiralty is interested in his business. Pray, my friend, that you never have to serve two masters, as I do. Gotta compile a port report while we're here. The Admiralty likes to keep an eye on Iron and Misery's activities. Of course, I and M's activities here don't seem that interesting. Nevertheless, you record what you can. So, there's a lot of things you can do here. You can gather supplies. There's no skill about it, as far as I know. Luck is just, the chance is what it is. Some of the island's fungus is good to eat. Some is poisonous, hallucinogenic, or mischievous. Good luck! So yeah, we could try to get supplies there, obviously, as you might surmise from this. If we have more than 50 terror, we can't do it. So failing tends to drive terror up more than anything else. We could accept a volunteer. One of the company's bogus fellers negotiated an early release from her contract. It's the sproutlings, she tells you, her face pleading. I keep picking them out of me porridge, and me hair, and me eyes. Take me away, I'm a good worker. Yeah, this is a really, really cheap way to get crew. But we have a bunch of crew, so sorry, you're stuck here. And explore Demew Island. Close crowded thickets of Bulgus and Skirily. The Iron and Misery Company fells them daily, but they grow back almost as fast. The interior of the island is dark and wild. Or tea with the factor. All of these require something awaits you to be a thing, so we can only do one of them per time we show up here. The poor fellow needs the company, and he can spare an hour away from his schedule. I think this lowers terror and has something else attached. Unlocked when learning about the bandaged poison. It's not poisoner. That looks French. I have no idea how to say that, but there's something else attached to it. We're going to have tea with the factor. You sit on the veranda of the factor's house, looking out over the fungal jungle. An expanse of green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores. The scones are stale. Even the tea has a hint of mildew. But the factor is good company. He shares odd stories about the ice and roses of Irem, the monstrosities of the Sea of Lilies, and a little restaurant in Vinderbite where he enjoyed a most extraordinary seafood. Vinderbite! I know, I'd never met a tomb colonist who could cook. But you must visit the place. Do you know it? He also has a load of Bulgus frond carted aboard your ship. He waves away your thanks. I've eaten so much of the stuff, I fear I might be transformed entirely into fungus. He leans confidentially towards you. It happens, you know, but one does have to eat rather a lot of it first. Terror went down a little bit. Gained a few fragments, gained 1 supplies, and we've been told of an exceptionally fine restaurant in Vinderbite. Yeah, we'd better head for London. Because we are going to get way too low on fuel if we don't. Honestly, kind of surprised that we didn't find the salt lions anywhere in this. They're usually somewhere reasonably close to London in vaguely this direction. They might be up here, or they might be out closer to Demew Island, I guess. We'll have a look around, see if we can try to find them, because running that back and forth can be good money in the early game. The Revenue Men. Her Enduring Majesty's Customs Service works closely with both the Ministry of Public Decency and the Masters of the Bazaar. Today, they've selected you for an inspection. Don't cheek them. Okay, so let's see. Let them do their worst. You have nothing to hide. Unlocked with no more than 0 sunlight-filled mirror catch boxes. No more than 0 unstamped crates of brilliant souls or unstamped crates of human souls. So luckily, the crate of human souls that we happened to find from those pirates must have been stamped. So they're fine. And no more than 0 romantic literature. Note the difference between that and approved romantic literature. I'm sure you can figure out the difference. But yeah, so these things are all controlled goods. And that hidden compartment auxiliary thing that we found earlier would help with hiding them if we had them. But we don't have any of them, so we can just let them do their worst. But let's see what else would be here. Declare all controlled goods. Pay the customs duty on any untaxed souls or romantic literature you're carrying. Surrender any smuggled sunlight. This will also reduce your suspicion if your suspicion is 5 or more. Yeah, we don't have any taxes, but obviously the price on that would go up depending on what we were carrying. Talk your way out of the search. Today's duty officer is a patriot. Perhaps you can claim you're on Admiralty business. Yeah, Admiralty's favor is something that can also get you out of it. Or set something aside. They needn't know about every little trinket you have. Obviously, that's a Veils challenge. We don't need to attempt it. We have nothing to hide. Failing it would probably still tick them off. But obviously, higher Veils is good. Having the hidden compartment is good. I don't know if the difficulty of the challenge goes up the more stuff you have. I'm not sure. But let them do their worst. We have nothing to hide. Vexed and frustrated, they roam your deck like wolves. They tear through your belongings like termites. At last, they leave. The lights of London welcome you home. This storylet only appears when you've been at sea for a little while. Collect messages from the harbor master, or a breath of relief. A breath of relief is if your terror is 51 or higher, and that's what reduces it to 50. But we can't do that, so collect messages from the harbor master. All the clatter and song of the dockside. It soothes the soul. Are there messages for you? Let's see. Something has changed in the Neath. Another day. Time the healer. Your time at sea will change you. In London, yeah, different things can happen at the islands as time passes and as you visit them more. Someone wants to sign on. And we have a free evening. Okay, specialist surgeon would be good. We don't have a ship's physician yet, but I'm willing to bet we're going to need some cash for that. So first, let's go to the Admiralty Survey Office. Just start turning in the port reports. Hunter's Keep. I trust the sisters are keeping well. They are citizens of her enduring majesty, notionally. Gained 5 echoes. We gained 1 favor. And we gained 1 fuel. Now the rewards for that go down on future reports. The first report always gets you the most. Vendor Bite. What have the nearly dead been up to then? Gained 10 echoes. Another favor, and another fuel. Shepherd Isle, submit as fact. We do hear some peculiar tales of that place. Yeah, our Veils is not up to the challenge of that. We have a 21% chance of success. We're gonna submit it as unsubstantiated hearsay. I agree, it does seem implausible. So many of the stories from that place do. Still, there is little gold in the truth. There is a little gold of truth in the mud of rumor from time to time. Your payment, Captain. Obviously, you get more if you manage to pass it off as fact. Station 3. Excuse me, just let me call a colleague in. Omitted. This is my colleague, Mr. Villain of the Ministry of Public Decency. Mr. Villain, this good captain's report is here. If you would care to, yes, the fire is already lit. Let us. There we go. Now only ashes remain, and it might have caused such a lot of trouble. Thank you, Captain. We appreciate your discretion. Here's your payment. You need not trouble yourself further in this affair. Gained a lot of echoes as hush money. I get the feeling that this is one of the ones where they will not accept any further reports because they'd like us to not stick our noses in it. Abbey Rock. We categorize it as a military installation, you know, although that has on occasion some quite vigorous debate. Like Humane Canal. Well, if you've been there, I suppose we may as well hear about it. The fee is nominal, though. Hey, I'll take it. The Iron Republic. Excuse me, I need to unlock this. And this. Oops, and this. Could you place your report inside? Yes, I imagine someone will read it, eventually. There's always someone. Wait, this is blank. Yes, both sides. No, I assure you. No, I know these things happen in the Republic. Consider this an ex gratia payment to cover your costs. Yeah, a lot of different things can happen with that one. Quaker's Haven. Been trying the original rubbery lumps, have we? You've been to Demuse Gate? Strategic information. What's that? Indeed. I'll send it up directly to speak to the Admiral himself. You're ushered into the office off Mansion's Pyre, a cramped room with a vast desk. He surveys you across that desk. Ah, yes, the merchant captain of whom we hear such complicated things. So he'll purchase intelligence from us. Yeah, we can trade favor for fuel. However, we can also do things like pass on strategic information, submit vital intelligence, and then port reports takes us back to the menu we were at before. Revelatory chart, moves of the great game. Continue on these, like, quest lines. We can also turn in red honey, which is very much illegal. But we can turn it in here, should we wish. So we'll pass on the strategic information. The Admiral sits up, although he steeples his fingers and pretends calm. Invisible eyes. He's hard to read with those glasses, but he reads the summary intently. Satisfactory, he says at last. Eminently satisfactory, actually. Good work. Take this for your trouble. The clerk will see you paid. We also got moving the great game while we were at the Cabana Canal, so we may as well give it to him. He has you repeat it all twice. He doesn't take notes. It's a little beyond me, he tells you, but I have a friend in the palace who will be interested. Very interested. Thank you. Your fee. And let's see if he needs anything. Yep, another port that we need to head to. Where do you want me to go? From whither? Far to the north. Well, we're going to run past Venderblight again, and that will definitely take us past Frostfound, so that works. Yeah, let's see if we can hire on the specialist surgeon. She's staying at a respectable boarding house near the docks, and has made it known that she's available for work. I specialize in amputations. It's easy to acquire unwanted appendages at Z. And, yep, 30 echoes. I'll take that. She comes with a full bag of knives and her own personal sharpening stone. Don't touch these. Don't let anyone else touch them. And yeah, she gives... A doctor aboard is its own special thing that helps in certain situations. And then hearts 6 and iron 6. The university has an inexhaustible appetite for secrets, Z specimens, and other tidbits of esoteric lore. Provide a secret to prove yourself worthy of entry. Yep. Oh yes, the university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh yes, this is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to you. He explains, teeth glinting. We gained 1 page, so pages came back. The alarming scholar is mercurial, to say the least, a creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly her. Is it her? Appointment at University Maritime Liaison was precautionary. To keep his razor-sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah, yes, the scholar whispers breathily. I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought me? And you can trade in stories here. However, those stories have uses in other places, and we only have 2 of each right now. I tend to start selling them off when you have like 3 or more of a given type.